Multiple massive Buccaneers injury updates have come in. It is Thursday, and that means the Bucs are in full-time practice, not the walkthroughs. And so now we have some more information on who's going to be available and who's on the come up for later in this season, and who's going to be getting much more touches in this football game Sunday night against the Rams. I'm Sebastian, the Buccaneers Digest. Welcome back, everybody. This one is there was a bit of an outbreak of a bug for the Bucs, and a lot of people were caught it honestly yesterday. And then also dealing with some injury things, some uncertainties, who's gonna be playing, who's not gonna be playing, and just like why they're not really divulging a lot of information. Subscribers. We're getting really, really close. I think we're less than 180 away. So it would mean a ton to us to get involved and help us out with that goal. But let's just jump right into it because this is interesting. So Todd Bull is talking about the illness. He said there's a bug going around the building. We have about 5 coaches and 15 players down. So that helped aid in this walkthrough. There's nothing we can really do about that today. So he mentioned that on Wednesday, but so like Baker and like such were listed as like illness wise, but it didn't seem like it was going to affect things in terms of like people being able to play on Sunday. We'll see how long this bug lasts though. But big news though, Rick Stroud reported that Bucs guard Ben Bredeson, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving are all practicing. Jamel Dean and Hassan Reddick are not working, so it sounds like those two are for sure going to be out this week. So it's going to be on the young guys, at least in the corner room, to hold down the fort and just pass rush, kind of the same as always since Hassan went down. But yeah, that's kind of the main stuff there. And then this one is awesome. Just an observer, but good to see Bucs receiver Jalen Mcmillan back at practice today with no neck brace on and supposedly targeting a December return. That's Greg Allman reporting that. This is all really, really exciting stuff. I mean, Jalen Mcmillan was a huge piece of the Bucs offense during like the midseason like slide. And overall, it really was a bummer to have him basically out for all of this season, for us to really not be having him to rely on when a lot of receivers went down, like Godwin and Evans, and even Egbuka were dealing with injuries. So, he is part of that injury list. I wasn't even sure he's going to return this season. A lot of people had their doubts. It seems like that could be possibly like a realistic scenario is that he comes back in December, but we'll see. It's just good to see him not in the neck brace. It means things are at least on the come up and he's healing, and that he was attending the practice, so he's looking to get back with the guys and such. So that was really cool to see. And then Godwin and Bucky, they've been practicing since last week, and it's just a matter of, do we think either of them are going to be back? One or the other? Neither. It seems like the way that they're practicing, they're still maybe not going to come back this week. Actually, I should mention there was a quote from Josh Grizzard. He said that it's still early to think of Irving and Godwin as close enough to be game planning with specific plays for them in mind, knowing that or just knowing whether or not they're playing. So that's kind of the interesting part here, is that nothing is guaranteed, and the way that he's talking about it makes it sound like, okay, it's more likely than not that they probably won't play. Just me reading between the lines in that quote. Or he could just be like kind of in the dark in the sense that like they don't know yet. They haven't gotten the green light from the medical staff or from Coach Bowles or anything like that. So it's just something that they have to work through. They have to act as if they're not going to play until they are available. And probably if they are available, they're going to be playing in a more limited sense. So seems like it's a 50-50 thing in the air right now. I hope they play, because it would be a massive boost to the offense. Obviously, the offense wasn't what was struggling in the Bills game. It was the defense, and I feel like that might continue in the Rams game. I mean, that Rams offense is incredible. I think the Bucs offense is going to have a lot harder time scoring on this Rams defense. So it's just going to be a harder challenge, and I just hope the guys are up for it, that they'll be playing indoors in a stadium that's, LA fans, they don't really show out for their football team, so it shouldn't be too loud for them. So none of that should be factors. It should just be like, can you play the best ball that you're capable of? And I'm hoping that the offense is willing to take on the challenge in that sense. And then lastly, Josh Grizzard said that Sean Tucker has proven that he deserves more carries at running back. And I'm really glad that he is mentioning that because obviously he had a stellar game. I don't think he won offensive NFC player of the week, but like he should have. It was obviously an incredible career performance for him. And Josh mentioned that like, okay, Sean had more carries in the Buffalo game than Rashad did. And that was like very well earned. And that's probably going to keep going until Bucky gets back. And if Bucky is back in this game, my guess is that Sean will still be taking the workload of it while Bucky is just getting back into game speed and maybe not taking as many hits as he needs to before, feeling like he's at 100%. So all of that is definitely under consideration. Reinforcements are on the way, but at the same time, we're getting a little desperate. Panthers are right on our heels. They have a Monday night game right after our Sunday night game. And if we lose this one, the Panthers will have an opportunity to beat the Niners and take the lead in the NFC South, which is very scary, and I don't want to think about that. So I'd rather just win on Sunday night because right now we still control our destiny. All things considered, and this is a great opportunity for the team to prove the doubters otherwise. A lot of us are calling the Bucs cute or not contenders, pretenders, all that stuff. It's not the most fun, conversation to be a part of, but at the same time, it means you're under the radar. It means other teams might underestimate you, and so really just inconsistent play from the Bucs. Like it feels like we can't really get a complete game going if our defense isn't playing well and our offense is playing well, or vice versa. We just want complementary football, and it's probably not going to happen this game. Listen, the Chargers game last year surprised us all. We blew out the Chargers. That was probably one of our more complete games under the Todd Bowles era. I would love a surprise like that, especially on primetime, but, I'm not crazy. I'm not expecting something like that. The Rams are really, really good and really, really healthy. They're dealing with some injuries for sure. I think some on their offensive line and on the defense, but nothing that they can't handle. So it's just a matter of, can Todd avoid getting outcoached again? Because he was outcoached by Vrabel. He was outcoached by the Bills and by Sean McDermott. So listen. Sean McVay is a Super Bowl champion. He is looking to win another one this year, and they're doing a great job. So I think that the Bucs are gonna have to give it all their all in order to get a win. And listen, they're not unbeatable. No team is unbeatable. I've watched too much NFL to think that like a team stands no chance. The Buccaneers absolutely stand a chance, and I'm hoping that they will put up a good fight or even give their best game. Or we're still waiting for their best game in my opinion. So I think all of that is under consideration. But, it's good to hear that, Godwin's on his way back. Bucky's on his way back. They are very close. If not this week, I think for sure next week. McMillan sometime in December. We'll see when that is. And then Evans by the time of the playoffs, hopefully if we make it. So all of that is just something that, they're relatively good updates is I guess the main thing. We have to make sure that hopefully no one carries like the illness or the bug that people caught on Wednesday over into the game, and hopefully they're able to get over it. Luckily, it's not something that they caught like on a plane right before they got to LA, or something that they all got on Saturday, so that we wouldn't have like 15 players playing their flu game. Maybe there's enough time to have the guys get over it and be healthy for Sunday. And so we'll see. I have faith that the guys will be ready, but we'll be streaming it here on the channel. Make sure to be subscribed, have your notifications on, all that good stuff. It'll be right here to watch on Bucs Digest. And until the next update, until the next video, I'll see you guys then.